Hi guys, this is Johnny Max, just reaching out to you, letting you know that I'm still in the game of working on my 1999 Nissan Sentra GXE. I don't have the shop anymore. I had to turn it down due to COVID, but letting you know we're still in this together. We have a lot of projects going on, a lot of projects we have to work on, and it's been tough. I ain't gonna lie, it's been very tough. Sorry I haven't posted a video in a while. It's due to the COVID, but I'm still healthy, and I'm really not a Trump supporter, so I don't wear a mask. So if you're a Trump supporter, go ahead, wear that mask. But if you're not a Trump supporter, don't wear the mask. I think it has something to do with 3M stocks or something like that, trying to make a profit off the American community. That's just my theory. If you think that's right, just look it up. You probably prove that I am somewhat correct. That's, like I said, that's my theory. That's my basis. As you know, I love Monster energy drink. I support them and everything they do. If you know that I do drink every once in a while, okay, not not supporting drinking or anything like that, but Monster has actually proven that, or actually theorized that drinking and then Monster cures. Let's put it this way: you have a hangover in the morning, drink a Monster, definitely. So go ahead, drink up, get your groove on with the Monster, But this is Johnny Max. I'm here to talk to you about my 1999 Nissan Sentra GXE. Give me a minute. I've been drinking all night. It's a weekend. Feel really tired of that. It's about 4 in the morning. I was drinking till about 3. I started thinking, what did I not get through with my Nissan during COVID? I've had this fender on the fender to the passenger side in my apartment for the last 6-7 months since COVID happened. And I'm like, well, I need to finish this. This is my project. This is something that my subscribers want to see. And just to give you a little ups and downs of what's going on. As you know, I cut out a little portion of my Nissan fender. And after I cut out the Nissan fender, I started welding it. After I cut out a little small bit of the the 26 gauge aluminum here. Okay, and after I cut out the 26 gauge aluminum, I then welded it to the fender frame. Now it looked really well. There was some burn through, but that's okay. It's still stuck in some parts of the fender, and that's okay. I still got it on there. As long as it's stuck, I think I'm okay. It's not professional. I'm not endorsing Monster at all, but it really helps getting through the nights through this hard economic times. You know what I'm saying? It helps me. But I do love the shirts. I love the brand. So let's just go ahead and get through what I was doing. Basically, what I did was I took some cream hardener, and then if you don't have a lot of money like I do, especially during these hard times, basically get a CD case or something like that. So don't use cardboard because it soaks through. It's really not a very good application to use. I use something plastic, something hard to use, and then after that, I use a little bit of spot putty. If you have holes inside your fender to use towards the application, if you have holes, it's great to use that. Just mix both of them together and even stroke. Make sure everything is mixed up properly, even to where it's just one color, not a multiple color. You don't want red and a gray mix. You want like kind of a pinkish mix to it. After that, I evened it out, sanded the whole thing, and then tried to see what I needed for that. I then used a 60 grit sandpaper. Since COVID, I'm not having access to Menards because, again, I'm not a Trump supporter. So therefore, I don't wear a mask when I go to the stores. Ever. Okay? If you wear let me give my honest opinion. If you wear a mask consistently, the same mask over and over and over and over again, you contact somebody with COVID, more than likely you're going to get COVID because the next day you're going to wear the same mask. Don't do that. Here's an idea. Regarding COVID, here's a perfect solution to the whole entire thing. Wear some gloves. Okay? If you wear gloves and wherever you go in the supermarket, and then you take those gloves off and throw them away, preferably nylon or polyester gloves, you throw them away, and then you touch your face, you're good. Okay? Again, it's through the air and everything like that. Yes. However, it's also through touch. You go to a elevator, for instance, you touch the button from somebody who had COVID, and then you touch your face, you're going to get COVID. Regardless if you're wearing a mask, it doesn't matter. It's through facial contact. Exactly. So that's what our earlier studies have proven, and that is correct. So regardless of that, wear a mask, wear gloves as well. Somebody coughs and they have COVID, that's going to get on you as well. But if you have a face mask, that's good. But if you touch that same person or touch what they've touched and then touch their face, you're going to get COVID. Alright, anyways, from that, after I had used the spot putty and sanded that down, then from there, I had used a Bondo agent. That's correct, a Bondo body filler. You can get these little small packets really cheap at like AutoZone or something like that. It's an exact mix, so you don't have to mix anything with it. It's great little packages like this. And then you can go ahead, let me show you. You can go ahead and mix that on your DVD and case there, and then go ahead and spread it evenly as best as you can. Okay, I'm not in my shop. I actually had to give up my shop. That means that my business had sunk, and that is due to COVID because my original job that I had on the side was not profitable where I can actually afford anything. So I had to get rid of that, get a new employment, and then I still have to do my projects on the side, which is very difficult. So basically what I'm asking you to do is just stick in there, try your best, and subscribe so that way you can follow along what all I'm doing with 99 Nissan Sentra. So basically I go ahead and I put the Bondo on currently, and you got to make sure it's a very thin layer and it's an even layer on that. What I use to do that, there's these things. It comes in a packet of like 4 or 5 of different sizes, and you can go ahead and use those towards your Bondo application. Just lay it on there. You don't have to lay it on there very thick, but just make sure you lay on a very thin layer where everything is even. After that, you sand down using like 120 grit, nothing more than that, nothing more coarse than that either. Okay, and just try to make sure everything's even on the sanding. Then just apply more Bondo after that. After you apply more Bondo, do the same thing until you get an actual even even layer with your original project with your fender, and then after that, then you want to apply some primer to it. It could be depending on what you're using. I've actually learned over the course of the last few months that if you want everything to shine through a little bit more, use a gray or white primer. If you want everything to be dark, I mean dark, like Monster logo, you want to go with a black primer. Black primer is preferred regarding my application, but you don't have to use that. That's up to you. Let you know, I am in no aspects, okay, supported or there there's nobody helping me out from Monster Energy. It's strictly my own. I just love the gear. Like I said, I just love the gear. I love the brand. So there's nobody from Monster Energy supporting me on this. It's just strictly from my own money, out of pocket, and I'm just doing this because I just want to support the brand itself. So that's what I'm doing right now. I've laid the Bondo, the first layer down, and then afterwards I'm gonna lay it on another one, a second layer, after I've sanded the other part down, and after I've done that, then I'm gonna start priming. Um, Meantime, what's happened with the Nissan is I got a little bit rambunctious a little bit, and I started sanding down the driver's side, just the driver's side of the Nissan Sentra GXE, and I started sanding that down to where there was no imperfections at all. And the paint, or if some of the clear coat was peeling off, I sanded that down, and I just started priming it. If you use a rattle can, that's okay. If you decide to use a gun, that's a different era to where you actually need to sand it down to the first layer of paint, not just the primer itself, and then you can get that clear coat, whatever, and it'll be even. This is supposed to be easy, cheap, affordable way to do your car. Nothing too expensive. We're not talking about a $8,000, $10,000 job here. We're talking about maybe $2,500. If you have $2,500 in your pocket, you can do this within a couple weeks. Me, I'm doing it little by little, and that's what I'm here for, is to teach you how to do this little by little. We're talking about $10 a week here, maybe $50 a week just to get this through. If you don't have the tools like a welder or a sander or anything like that, or a buffer or any of your tools, start building your tools. It doesn't take very long to do that. Just take every paycheck you get and just put $50 every week or every 2 weeks towards your tools. That way you can gather up all your tools. You need a sander. It's two different types of sanders. You need a hand sander and you need an electronic sander. You also need a little bit of aluminum from different stores. You need a buffer. You need a welder. You need an air impact tool, which means you need an air compressor, a little small air compressor. And then other than the welder, which is about $150, you need a drill as well, because you can add different attachments to it, which costs another $30. So altogether, at looking at everything, I've spent maybe $700 to $1,000 in tools alone over a period of a year. So that's really not much. So you're looking at about maybe $75 a month just on tools alone. So basically, like I said, just work on this. I have this body repair kit from AutoZone you can use as well, and that you have to use with hardener creamer. And yeah, so here in the next week or two, I'm gonna go ahead and have this all sanded down, ready for priming and painting. Exciting. Only thing I have probable problems is I have to get a new antenna to attach. I'm going to show you how to do that because I had actually had to cut the original antenna from the frame, and I have now, well, I've basically put the wiring together, so I have to show you how to do that. So that's interesting. Stay tuned. And this is Johnny Max saying stay up and keep your projects going during this difficult process. Have a great day. Shalom.